right, we'll go ahead and begin our council meeting for today. Need a motion to suspend the rules.
So moved. Second.
Tisdale.
All right, Dr. Tisdale and Felix Gines, first and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Just take one of these and pass it down, I guess.
Read the revisions.
To the policy agenda, we're substituting item 4B, ordinance to approve a zoning map amendment to grant a PDR, Planned Development Residential District Master Plan, to construct 251 lot single-family residence for
I move the agenda as
2003
amended.
Lawrence Street.
All right, I have a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Tisdale. Do I have a second?
Yeah.
Second by Mr. Lawrence. Any discussion? All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries unanimous. I'd just like to make one note. Right before code enforcement, we'll be going into executive session. So if anybody in the audience needs to know that, just giving you a heads up. All right. Presentation agenda, mayor's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Welcome everyone to the last meeting in April. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Very good. Council reports. Mr. Lawrence.
Well, I hope everybody had a happy Easter with beautiful weather. And the eggs were really cheap. They got cheap. You could eat plenty of eggs. You know, it's tough when it costs more to eat steaks than prime rib. That's kind of bad, you know. But anyway, I just thought I had a great weekend. Weather was beautiful. So that's it. That's all I got to say about this weekend. It's up to Felix now.
All right.
you.
And I also had a lot of Easter and eggs. Happy Easter. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Ms. Newman.
I did want to thank all of you for showing up to the town hall meeting, and it went well, but do we want to go ahead and set up the second meeting now, or so we can re-invite all the agencies as well?
Why don't we, I don't know how everybody's calendar's syncing up in the next week or so, but I think we need probably a little bit of time. Carrie, will you kind of get with the administration and maybe get with the council persons,
Please.
and see if we can expedite it sooner than later?
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
And do we have any updates on the Broadwater cleanup? CSX property, any updates?
I have a statement from the property owners that was released to the press the day before yesterday, I think. I can read it to you at either. I could read the statement to you if you want me to read it, or you hand it out.
You can read it.
Okay. In cooperation with the city, landowners have cleared over 16 acres of the Broadwater property and safely disposed of debris, with additional efforts underway to address safety, environmental, and visibility concerns. As clearing progresses and access improves, we will continue to sort out and carefully remove the remaining debris. The ongoing process is intended to maintain the property in a manner that is respectful to our neighbors and compassionate to those who have once called it home. The landowners also file a no trespass order with the city annually and have posted signage throughout the property to discourage unlawful entry and help ensure public safety. We appreciate the opportunity to engage with this community dialogue, listen to the concerns of the city and neighborhood residents, and do our part to compassionately address homelessness. In addition, the abandoned campsites and the cleanup of the homeless debris will begin next week. Also, the clearing of the land is going to continue so the Biloxi PD can enforce the no trespass orders on file. We ask that the Biloxi PD enforce the no trespassing orders that we have on file.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. McGilvery? Mr. Tisdale?
No report.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yeah, well, never mind. I really, I have no report.
Okay. I'm going to comment on a couple of things. First of all, I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. It was certainly good around our neighborhood. Good to see families getting out, having the Easter egg hunts, and the community being engaged with all that, number one. I'm going to just add something to Mr. Lawrence's report, and it spills over to my report a little bit on dredging. I'm reading about all the good stuff in Keegan's Bayou, and I know we reported on that last time we met. And then also in my ward, I think in June, the contractor is going to begin in that Sunrise area and the Brazier Bayou area. That is always good when we can make some of those canals and waterfront property more accessible for our citizens to use and enjoy in our coastal community, and we need to do more of it. And I hope, I know the legislative session came to a close, but I hope we can get the support up there in Jackson if we need a little bit of that money for more dredging projects. Another issue, I saw Cindy Hyde-Smith on the coast and meeting with General Spraggins, and I noticed he was presenting a hat, Make Seafood Great Again, to Cindy Hyde-Smith, or vice versa. I hope going forward in this next 4 years, we can kind of bring some wind in the sails to supporting our seafood industry and be a champion for them as well. They have struggled so mightily with the pressures from imported shrimp, for them tying up the refrigeration for all the imported foreign shrimp, and fuel prices, ice prices, and for them to struggle to make a living. Back in the, not too long ago, a couple of decades, you know, you had over 2,000 fishermen out in the Gulf. Now you have barely, I don't even think you have 200 licenses that are issued today. And the reason I want to mention that, we're hearing the Corps is tinkering, well, they've already went through a practice session of opening the spillways over in Louisiana. They're watching it, and if they haven't made an announcement yet, it looks like they're considering opening it. That looks like it may be imminent. Right when we're starting to see some evidence of our seafood industry coming back. And they say it won't be that impactful. That's easy for them to say. So I hope we stand up strong like we have and deter them from damaging the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And that concludes my report. We move on to the public agenda, citizens' comments. We have 45 minutes allotted for this segment. Each person that comes up, if you would state your name for the record. You can talk on any subject. This is not a question and answer. It's certainly a time for you to just make a statement on something that you feel is important to you. When you reach the 3-minute mark, the clerk will ring the bell. You want to ring the bell to let them know? All right. And you need to conclude your remarks. We don't have a lot of people in the room, so I'll watch the time. If you need to finish your statement, we'll give you a few seconds to go over, but we need to move on throughout the agenda so we can get to other orders of business. All right? I'll open it up. Anyone on my left? Your right.
I'm Bob. First of all, I know Peter's been working on that seafood, the opening up the spillway. We can't have that happen, whatever it is. It sounds like it's going to destroy things. Second of all, as my neighborhood starts to move forward, Mandy's here, they're working on making it a historic district or something. The neighbors, we've gotten together, and they're just concerned that the same people who made decisions wound up having, according to the people at Town Hall that work for these not-for-profits, as many as 200 homeless people on the Broadwater at one time, and also decided to put a methadone clinic in our neighborhood, are making decisions moving forward about what's best for our neighborhood. We're not against anything. We're just asking you to follow the rules. I was at a planning commission meeting last week. I think it was my second one. They brought up the Elliott properties. People had concerns about traffic. council people ask questions like, if there's no garage and no shed and no lawn service, where do you put the lawnmower? And it was just, boom, everything comes to you 13-1. I could be wrong. But I'm saying that that property, as the mayor knows, I fought for a long time to get cleaned up. Finally, it got cleaned up. So there was a homeless issue. The homeless issue was gone. Now, who's ever trying to build on there is saying that he will fix the homeless problem or something from the school. Well, the homeless problem was fixed. And bulldozing is not fixing a homeless problem. Giving some of them houses to the homeless might be. So I just want you to know that I continually called Elliott's people to clean the property. I brought them the no trespass letter. I'm the one who tried to do things. So together, I think my neighbors deserve a voice. As far as a methadone clinic is concerned, that's another day. But we don't think, as neighbors, it's fair for people to risk their business and come up here and make statements, and a bunch of people come here and call us liars, and then come up here, and maybe you should read the transcript of what they said, because our neighborhood is in the situation it is because people were quiet and beaten into submission, and now they're starting to feel a voice. And I've tried to hold back some of the people that have rougher edges that Dixie's had a chance to meet. I'm offering an opportunity for us to work together and move forward. I had nothing to do with what happened in this town in the 70s. I lived in Newark, New Jersey as a Sicilian. I saw things happen there. I'm just saying this is an olive branch. We need to have a voice in what happens moving forward. That's all we want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on up.
My name is Andy Lovell. I'm a candidate for mayor, and I want to talk about these political signs. Fofo, I got 2 of your signs. I think pranksters put them in my yard. I'm going to put them down at the planning commission when I pick up my sign. But I want to mention the Frank Grade Center. I put a sign out there, and 36 hours later, they enforce code, which they have the right to do. But I find it kind of weird that they wait months to enforce the code, and then they enforce it 36 hours after I put my sign up. That being said, I took a ride around town, and I found dozens of code violations. I found the mayor's sign on city property, county property, state property, and on personal property where he didn't have proper permission. That being said, I'm coming down Howard. I see a man running down the sidewalk with my sign. I slammed on brakes and chased him. I chased him into the ground zero. He said he's the superintendent of the Singer Theater. He's also a barback. So that concerns me. We spend that kind of money fixing a theater, and we got a barback superintendent. But the owner came out and said he owned the Singer. And I said, well, what about the fence? I put my sign on the fence next to another candidate's. He said, I own that fence. And I introduced myself. I said, can I put my sign back? He said, no. So I went home. I put my sign in my truck. I went to work. I got a call at work, and they said, hey, you got to take that sign out of your truck. And I said, why? And they said, you can't do that. And I said, I feel like you're, violating my rights. I want to read something to you. I had a call from that same boss. I'm a city employee on City Marina. 1 year ago, June 22nd, same time, I called my boss and I text him. It's on this phone. I said, hey, boss, we got a guy flying a Trump flag down here with the F word on it. It says, F your feelings spelled out. We got families everywhere with kids boarding boats. It's packed down here. I said, can I tell the man take his sign down? He said, unfortunately, you cannot. He has a right to express his freedom and express what he wants to say. But if that sign had Linville on it, I'd have been taking it down. This is truly a campaign infringement. It's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the citizens. And about the superintendent managing that Singer, where our tax money is, that's a whole nother 3 minutes at a different time. But I think you need to look into that. If you're going to enforce code, you need to enforce it on everybody and not just where I put my sign up. I feel like I've been treated unjustly, and I want to tell you, you're treading on thin ice. Because if you violate my constitutional rights, you're going to hear about it. And I don't think I should be treated this way, and I have every right to put my sign where everybody else's signs are. And I understand the code. If I'm breaking code, I expect you to take my sign. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Linville. Good luck. Anyone else?
Sandra Clace. I do not agree with building a 200 and something house neighborhood up in that little bitty piece of property. Where y'all gonna put all these cars? I mean, y'all already turning this around to get to a stop sign that, a stoplight that I'm sure Walmart paid for. Okay? Where y'all gonna put these people? Where y'all gonna put these? They talking what, 500 and something houses? Where y'all going, even if there's only one car? I got 3 cars in my yard. Where's all these cars gonna go? And come on. There's no road infrastructure there. Y'all gonna take part of our neighborhood for the road? Really and seriously, the roads do this. It's not straight to get from the beach to Patch Road like it is from the Coliseum. Y'all are cutting through the neighborhoods. I'm watching dead animals on the road, all this good stuff. We got cats out the butt in our neighborhood, okay? And it's just amazing to me that y'all think that area can actually handle 500 and something more houses. And what are we talking about? I've seen that area. I went to school at Beauvoir, okay? I played in a swamp down there that y'all cleaning out now. It was a swamp back in the day. There was moccasins out there, all kind of fun stuff for a kid, okay? I played on the railroad tracks. There ain't no room for that unless y'all doing it on the parking, the whole golf course and everything. Y'all taking that whole entire property? Y'all talking just Beauvoir? Y'all don't have that kind of property there for 500 and something houses. Why? What kind of yards these people gonna have? Is this 0 lots? No. If y'all gonna put some houses there, make the lots as big as the neighborhood lots. Keep it the same. Don't put some little cookie cutter junk up there and expect the neighborhood to say, oh wow, how beautiful. No, that ain't beautiful. That's a problem. I already scream about the, getting out and, y'all done screwed up my little shortcut by Woody's, okay? Y'all done told the whole town about that when y'all fixed that road right there by Treasure Bay. That was a little secret so we could sneak out. Yeah, and now they talking about totally shutting down the road that's going to Pass Road. So we're going to have one entrance and exit just like these other neighborhoods that are complaining. And then what y'all going to do with these 500 and something houses? Y'all going to give them, what, too little? And how y'all going to sell them for $200 and something when they're in the ghetto? And don't tell me they ain't the ghetto. I didn't know all about them apartments up there. Okay? Just because we a tourist town and we hide stuff from the tourists, don't mean the locals don't know about it. Okay, they're gonna clean up them apartments too, and all the houses around there, and the neighborhood across the street. There's gangs in that neighborhood. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna go out there and get them gangs out? And what's these rich people gonna do? They ain't gonna pay that.
Thank you. Can I have your name? We didn't get the name at the beginning.
Sandra Clace.
Thank you, Sandra. Anyone else on my left?
Good afternoon, City Council. I'm Jared Vlesko, as usual, from 435 Cove Drive. I just want to share a few, I'm here to talk about Boulevard Villas today. I just want to share a few, we'll just say facts mostly. I have an opinion at the end, but really just a few facts. I know this looks similar to Coral Breeze and Monarch Villas, and it is very similar, but I want to start out with the baseline that the situation with this is different because that property was zoned commercial business, so they had a right to build those first, and then you put a PD over top of them so they could sell it afterwards. So that situation's different than this property. With that said, a few quotes from the LDO. The planned development districts are established and intended to encourage innovative land planning, and site design concepts that support a high quality of life and achieve a high quality of development, environmental sensitivity, energy efficiency, and other city goals and objectives. Additionally, planning development districts shall be consistent with the comprehensive plan and any functional plans and small area plans adopted by the city. I make that point because the comprehensive plan has for not a current use, but a future use for this to be governmental for half of it and actually a park for the other half. So it's not consistent with the comprehensive plan, despite the fact that it says it shall be, not may, shall be consistent with the comprehensive plan. The point I want to make is Monarch's current sale price, Monarch Villa, since it's similar, about $190K with a 20% down payment. You're looking at $38K you're putting down. Financed $152K, 7% interest, 30-year mortgage. You're looking at about $1,000 a month. Then you add in insurance, and you're looking at about $1,500 a month. I point that out because you can get a 1,000-square-foot apartment for $1,150 a month on average at the Grove, Cypress Lake, Royal Golf, Hidden Oaks, and many others. And you can buy, there's 1,000-square-foot homes for sale. There's about 30 of them for under $200K with an average price of $150K. So when people say these are affordable houses, I would argue that we already have some houses in this price range, so there's not really a need. And then one last point I want to make is that it's currently zoned low-density, single-family, which requires each lot to be 10,000 square feet. If it were high-density, single-family, they would be 5,000 square feet per lot. And Beauvoir Villas is requesting about 1,250 square feet per lot, so about 20% of what's considered an acceptable standard for single-family housing. So I said I'd give you my opinion at the bell here. I think it would be a better decision to rezone this to RM30, come back for that, do your standard townhouses, condos, whatever, you can sell condos, and I think that's more appropriate for this area. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else on this side of the room?
Couple of extra points, Mike Kavanaugh, 134 St. Jude. The initial approval of the Planning Commission was for, the initial request was for 251 units. There was some concern at the Planning Commission about the density, especially the distance between the houses. So the Planning Commission passed the motion contingent to 5 feet, that 2.5 per lot increasing to 5 feet, so you would have 10 feet between each house. The current document that you have in front of you for first reading, I realize this is first, it still maintains the existing or the original 2.5 feet. So, you may be able to amend that language. However, the document also contains the plat, which shows 250 lots, 51 lots. So what you'd be approving is not what was approved by the Planning Commission. So I don't understand the disconnect there. I think, in my opinion, it should go back to the Planning Commission, resubmitted with the new densities, and then come back to the City Council. So that's just one point. The second point, and no one seems to think about, well, I shouldn't say no one, but schools are always, it seems to be a second thought here. Bayview Elementary serves this area. You've got 600 students at Bayview, 251 homes. These are 3-bedroom homes, so you're going to have families in these homes. They're 2 stories, so it's really not targeted to retirees. It's really targeted to families. So assume 200 kids. The impact on Bayview alone will be tremendous if you're looking at an increase of 100, 200 kids in their attendance. The developer, during the Planning Commission meeting, said, well, schools always find money. And Dr. Tardy did get up and say, no, that's not true. That is not true. But he did say, they'll put in trailers and things, but there's so much more to that than just trailers. So I think we ought to take that into account in terms of the size and the density of this development as well, too. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on this side of the room? Raise your hand to be recognized. We'll go to the other side of the room, my right. Anyone on this side of the room? Come on up.
Good afternoon, Mandy Hornsby, Historic Administrator for the city. I just wanted to come and invite you to our 18th Annual Preservation in May, Thursdays in May programming beginning next week on May 1st. All of our events are going to be May 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd from 5:30 to 7 at different locations. I've put flyers in your boxes, and I'd like to invite the community as well. Outside the door, there should be flyers upstairs here and downstairs at City Hall. All of our themed programming this year is about nature and trees and some of our historic buildings here in Biloxi on Route Magnolia and the old brick house. It's always a good time. And this year, our North of the Bay program is going to be at Camp Wilkes. And I know there's a lot of fond memories in the community about Camp Wilkes. So we hope to see everyone there. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else on the right side, my right? Anyone in the back of the room? And no one else wanting to speak, this public comments are now closed. Move on to the policy agenda.
Ordinance to approve a zoning map amendment to authorize a change in zoning for 2 parcels of land from limited business to neighborhood business for 1633 and 1635 Pops Ferry Road.
I'd like to move it.
Second.
Moved and second, first reading. Item B.
Ordinance to approve a zoning map amendment to grant a planned development residential district master plan to construct a 251-lot, single-family residential subdivision located at 2003 Lawrence Street.
All right, there's a motion by Ms. Newman. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Guines. This is the first reading as well. We'll move on to the consent agenda.
The mood.
Moved by Mr. Lawrence.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Guines. All in favor? Oh, discussion. I'm sorry. Try to get ahead of myself. Discussion.
Michael and G, like in George. Was this a contract already? This is an additional contract, or we just adding this contract?
Yeah, you got it.
Good afternoon, council. This on 5G as in guard, this is merely an extension of Neil Schaefer's archaeological and cultural resources. Because we're doing infrastructure, we have some environmental historical considerations we must abide by because of FEMA funds, and this is just to extend their contract 2 years. It doesn't add any money to their existing contract. We just need their services for a little bit longer.
All right.
Thank you.
The other one is my favorite one, L. The more Desport stuff, more money. Bad deal from the beginning, costing the city too much money. Could have built our own building for $3 million anywhere out there by the dispatch. Wouldn't have cost us nothing but one beautiful new building. This one here on K, what does this mean, Land Weeper software from? What is that information system for?
It's a very inexpensive software that is used by IT to manage the computer assets and the inventory of computers in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
All right, thank you. That's it.
Mr. Guines?
None.
Ms. Newman? Mr. McGilvery? Mr. Tisdale?
Nothing.
Excuse me?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I yield my time to Mr. Lawrence.
All right, Mr. Shoemaker?
I have nothing.
I have nothing. All in favor of the consent agenda? Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any exceptions?
None.
Mr. Lawrence?
Well, I don't like L, but it's kind of hard to vote against it because we're trying to fix the building up now. We just got ourselves into a trap.
Okay.
So that's all.
All right.
None.
Any other anyone? All right, no exceptions. Motion carries unanimous. We will now go into executive session. Chair needs a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of examining the necessity of going into executive session to discuss a lease and a dispute with the Secretary of State.
Right, pending litigation at the Tivoli property
All right,
with the Secretary of State.
at the Tivoli property. I have a motion.
I move it.
All right, moved by Mr.
second.
Lawrence, second by Mr. Guines. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries, unanimous. The chair needs a motion for the council to conclude closed session and reconvene in an open meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lawrence,
Second again.
seconded by Mr. Guines. Any discussion? All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. The chair will now consider a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
A second.
Moved by Mr. Lawrence, seconded by Mr. Guines. Any discussion? All in favor? Those opposed? Carries unanimous. We are now into executive session. Just making sure you're ready. Yeah, you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready. Yes.
No, don't recognize Nathan Barrett.
All right. Cecilia? You ready?
Nathan Barrett. Nathan
All
Barrett.
right. Chair just needs a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. Did you get the moves and seconds or not? I think it was Guines who made the motion and
Yeah.
McGivry seconded it. All in favor? Anybody opposed?
He ain't got it right yet, Ed.
Motion carries. Let it be known that there was no action taken. All right. We'll move on to code enforcement hearings. Are there any? There's none. Need a motion on the routine agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we got Mr. Lawrence, and it was seconded by Mr. Guines. Mr. Lawrence?
Come on, Walt.
Almost did it for you.
That's right.
Got 3 minutes.
We better have some.
3 minutes, Walt.
The money.
All right, well, it will be much quicker than that, so we can get out of here. It's, right now, we're at 1.37 million. It's in step 4 of 5. It's been there for 4 days, so we should have it in the next 8 to 10 days into our accounts.
Is there anything else behind that?
Not yet, but we have our conference call with MEMA this Thursday, and I should have more information then.
But we right on where we're supposed to be, correct?
Yes, sir, we're doing very well.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Guines, anything?
None.
Anyone else? All right, there being no other comments, all in favor of the routine? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Lawrence, second by Mr. Guines. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.